here I'm going to show you a little trick. If you have an oiler similar to this with a needle tip, it works better. A 3-in-1 can of oil with a small piece of hose on it will work. And the first thing you're going to want to do is you get a small screwdriver. This is a punch with a dull tip. And right here is a weep hole. And a lot of time, there's still some oil in here from when I lubricated it the last time. But a lot of times you'll get a lot of dirt in here. So you kind of just clean that out. Get a rag, paper towel. Clean that out. And then you're going to want to wipe off the pulley on the motor and the pump. That way, later on, when we lubricate the belt with this needle, it allows you to go inside there. You can hear it. And if you want to try not to put too much. Let's see if I can get this. This is why the hose, sometimes the hose on the 3-in-1 works better. Okay, so we squirted a generous amount of oil for now, and because there's, seals on the bearings and whatnot, it takes it a while to get down. But what you want to do, you don't want to put the belt on it and power this up, because it will spit oil out at you. But you want to give it a shot of oil and then rotate the pulley by hand. Sometimes when you rotate the opposite direction, you might see some of the oil come closer to the weep hole. In that case, stop and spin it the other direction. I'm going to pause the video here because this, depending on your patience and how bad, you can hear a little bit of rubbing there in the bearings. You can spend some time with it. If it's in pretty bad shape, you want to do it a few times. But you want to work it in there before you actually start it. And then if any oil runs out of here, wipe it up off the pulley. So I'm going to go ahead and work the oil in there. And when I get ready to put the belt on, I'll bring you back. I'll show you here. The motor, for being 30 years old, is sounds pretty good. But I lubricated the pump bearing, and then we're going to go ahead here. There's a little bit of a messy part, but when you get these belts, I mean, typically you'd put a new one on, but when it's as old as it is, you don't know. And this one isn't. It's only about a year old. But they give you a package of silicone grease or lithium grease. It all depends. And then you just lubricate the belt. If you don't do that, it doesn't seat in properly, it doesn't wear in, and it can make noise. So this particular type of belt, you do lubricate. And then what I'll do, I'll just slip it over to the motor pulley here. These pulleys have all been cleaned. A brand new belt is going to give you a little bit of trouble. But all you do, see if I can, you get it started like so, and then you just walk it on. And you'll hear it go, bonk, there it goes. And then once it's on, you just rotate it a few times like that. See that? So that belt's lubricated. And then you're pretty much ready to go. sometimes you might be, I'm in your way, aren't I? Sometimes you might be tempted to put the screws in this as soon as you put the bottom plate on. Don't. Simply because the upper plate screws directly through this on either side here, and you'll just be taking the bolts right back out again. So we got this plate in. This goes up over two little hooks. Your short screws go here. This is one of those situations where you do not want to drop your screws. If you look on the bottom here, if you see that the holes are already lined up, go ahead and tighten the top. And then put the long screws.